For further analysis, we're joined by David Hundt in Melbourne. He is an Associate Professor of International Relations at Korean Studies at Deakin University. David, as we just heard there from Frank, the situation has been developing rapidly. It looks all but certain the President will be impeached tomorrow. What do you think will happen, or could we see perhaps the resignation of President Yoon before that happens?
I think it's probably more likely that or shall we say, he wouldn't resign ahead of an impeachment vote. He's everything we know about President Yoon is that he's quite a stubborn character. He's not sort of one to give ground easily. So I think he would be willing to sort of see how the process plays out and maybe hope that enough of the ruling bloc will support him and not vote in favour of impeachment.
And what, in your view, do you think the outcome of that vote will be, given that you say he still may have some support? What do you anticipate the outcome will be of that vote tomorrow?
It is a little bit hard to say. The Hundt, the nominal leader of the ruling party, is in fact from a minority party. That's, I said, part of really it's a ruling bloc. There are 108 members altogether. His party has only 18 of those seats, makes up only 18 of those members. The majority is actually from a faction or a party that's probably more closely aligned with President Yoon. It's a little bit harder to say how that majority of Conservative MPs will vote. They are much more likely, I think, to want to hold out and be. I guess from their perspective, the fear is that they're going to be handing a lot of power to their opponents who already control the legislature. And as we know, if an impeachment was successful, it still has to, of course, get through the Constitutional Court. Then there will be new presidential election in fairly short order. And you would have to think that the main opposition Democratic Party would be most favoured to win that. So from the perspective of Korean Conservatives, there's a big price to pay for what might be seen as doing the right thing here, and sort of acceding to an impeachment vote.
And since the President did declare martial law and then it was sort of rushed against by lawmakers rushing into Parliament, it's been extraordinary scenes in South Korea. What impact will this political turmoil have on the country, do you think?
I think there's given that there was a somewhat analogous case only 8 years ago in South Korea, which resulted in the impeachment and the short circuiting of a presidency then under Park Geun-hye. I think it's fair to say that most Koreans are pretty allergic to the idea of president exercising what might be seen as dictatorial powers, and certainly declaring martial law on. I think it's fair to say fairly specious grounds, or at least sort of not terribly obvious grounds, would sort of fit that definition. I think it's again fair to say that this is a sort of issue that, as it did 8 years ago, it unites a lot of people from across the political divide in Korea. Your correspondent in Seoul a moment ago sort of referred to. Sort of was alluding to an opinion poll that was published this morning, sort of indicating about 74% of Koreans were favoured impeachment at this stage. As he noted, there's still a rump there, about 25% of people who might disagree, and I think that's probably a fair indication of where things are at. But 75% is a pretty big number, and I think if that wasn't to come to pass fairly soon, then we're likely to see again a bit of a repetition of what we saw 8 years ago, where you're going to get growing pressure from civil society as well as the majority of political class to bring about a change.
Certainly will be interesting to see how this develops. David Hundt, Associate Professor of International Relations at Korean Studies at Deakin University. Thank you so much for your time.